All right, it's May 1st, 2022. Late for me, 10 to 10. Past my bedtime, you might say. So here's my entry for today. Today I want to talk about the enemies of progress in lots of fields. You could call it different things. You could call it confirmation bias. You could call it arrogance. You could call it the theme of this is the way we do things around here. We've always done it this way. What I mean by that is often what happens is we become entrenched or dogmatic about how we do certain things, and then we reject any evidence to the contrary, any evidence that contradicts what we believe to be true. And when I say we, I mean on an individual basis, but also on a societal basis. People who come up with new, different ideas are often denounced as quacks and ridiculed or even attacked. So, and I see that it seems that we don't learn that because it often happens. Stephen Covey used to say that all great breakthroughs are break-withs. It has been said, and I've talked about this in previous entries, that all truths go through three stages. First, they are ridiculed, then they are violently attacked, and finally they are accepted as self-evident. And I believe it might have been Arthur Jones who said there's a fourth stage, because in the fourth stage, people say it was my idea in the first place. And a prime example of this is Ignaz Semmelweis, who was a 19th century doctor who came to the conclusion, this was before Louis Pasteur came up with the germ theory and people didn't really understand infection and things like that, but realized that in the hospital, sometimes doctors would deliver babies, sometimes midwives would deliver babies, and it seemed that there was a higher death rate of the babies with the doctors than there was along with the midwives. And he observed that it had to do with the fact that midwives routinely washed their hands before delivering babies, whereas doctors, who sometimes would come from doing an autopsy on a cadaver and then deliver babies, and there was a higher death rate. And he was ridiculed for this, and people were very offended by his proposal, which of course today seems ridiculous, but at the time, again, this was people didn't understand germs, and they were appalled at the idea that he was suggesting that doctors were causing the deaths of young women and their babies. So what I am convinced of is that, many years from now, probably long after I'm gone, a lot of what we think we know scientifically in lots of different fields, medicine just being one of them, will be turned upside down on its head, and we realize we'll look back the way we look at some of the things like the story I just told of Ignaz Semmelweis and say, geez, did we ever believe that? But here's the sad part of it. A lot of them we should realize it shouldn't take as long for it to be turned on its head. A lot of it, the new discoveries will be delayed because they will be fought, they will be ridiculed, they will be attacked, and it may take years or decades or more longer for these things to become obvious than it should have been because of, again, arrogance or confirmation bias. So, and I see that today, we see it in the headlines and everything else. I won't get into various controversies, you can probably figure it out, but it seems a confirmation bias and arrogance is alive and well in 2022. Bye for now.